I've had this Eastwood roller forever, and I want to say that when I bought it, it was like, I don't know, 800, 900 bucks, because I bought it like when it first came out, and I looked the other day and they're like $80. So what? So yeah, this thing is rad if you need to roll your fenders. All right, so to roll the fender, I'm gonna start by just taking out the wheel liner. I'm gonna pull that out. You can see the cool thing about these fenders is they're actually kind of already rolled. So now what we're really doing is pulling them. So we wanna just pull this lip out. So hopefully they'll pull pretty smoothly because I don't have to sit here and worry about bending this in normally like you would on a regular fender and then also pulling it. But hopefully you do it without cracking too much paint. But the fact is, I will probably end up painting this car a different color. As much as the internet loves whether to argue if it's green or blue, obviously you guys can all tell it's blue because you're not colorblind. Probably gonna go like black, gray, or white because those are sort of my favorite color palette, as you can tell by my other cars. All right, so the wheel liner's out, right there, the fender liner. Thing is, I don't even know if I'm gonna bother putting the fender liner back in because usually the fender liner like separates like panels or kind of protects some other stuff in here. I think it's really just for sound deadening in this car because as you can see, it's kind of just a complete tub in here. So, yeah. Let's clean this up and mount the roller. Get started. So one of the questions I always have is how warm should you get this to? Because you obviously don't want to melt the paint. And the recommendation is about 125 degrees per Eastwood. So it's not there yet. Since we're gonna actually be doing more than just rolling this and actually pushing it, I want to try to bring a little bit of heat up higher in the fender because that's where we're gonna try to rotate it out a little bit more. Typically, you would want this to be a little bit more centered than sitting just here on the edge, but I have shortened struts, so this is as much droop as I get out of this, and yeah, that's pretty much where it's gonna sit, because I can't figure out how to set this up to be any smaller than it currently is. 135. 130, 30. All right, that's probably a little bit warmer than it needs to be. We'll let it cool for a second and go. So it's pushed a little bit. It's not really that far. I'd say maybe 5 mil, but I want to take the spacers, throw the wheel on. You can see these are 17 5 mil spacers, and just start to get an idea of how much I'm really gonna have to push this. Unfortunately, I think going much more than I am now is really gonna start to push and flex and separate that inner liner, which is gonna become more and more of a pain in the butt to figure out how to make that work without cutting it all out. So let's see how far away we are. All right, drop it. All right, let's see how much we get off of this. Looks a little bit better. Looks like it might possibly clear. Granted, that wheel's running a little bit of camber, but oh yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I didn't do, and I forgot to do on the other side, was swap from here to here. Let you reposition it, get it a little bit lower. Voila.